Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something that can completely change your life. Not slowly, but quickly, because today's topic is how to learn English very fast. Now listen carefully. Many people spend years learning English, yet they still cannot speak with confidence. This is not because they are not intelligent. It is because they are using the wrong methods. They focus too much on grammar. They wait to form perfect sentences. They are afraid of making mistakes, and because of this, they remain stuck. But today, you are going to learn a different approach, a faster way, a smarter way, and a more practical way. So stay with me until the end, because this lesson will not only help you learn English faster, it will also help you speak with confidence. Step 1. Stop translating and start thinking in English. This is one of the most powerful changes you can make. If you truly understand this, your English will begin to improve faster than ever before. Now, listen carefully. The biggest mistake most learners make is that they do not think in English. They translate. Every time they want to speak, their mind follows a slow process. First, they think in their native language. Then they translate that thought into English. Finally, they try to speak. Because of this, they feel slow. They get stuck. They forget words. They lose confidence. Sometimes they even stop speaking completely. Let's understand why this happens. When you translate, your brain is doing double work. First thinking, then translating. This creates pressure. It slows down your speaking, breaks your flow, and makes you dependent on your native language. That is why many people study English for years but still cannot speak smoothly. They are not thinking in English. They are translating. So what is the solution? Stop translating and start thinking directly in English. You may ask, how can I do that if I don't know enough English? The answer is simple. You do not need perfect English to start thinking in English. You only need simple English. Start step by step. In the beginning, do not try to create long or complex sentences. Start with small thoughts, very small ones. For example, when you wake up in the morning, think in English, I am waking up. I feel sleepy. I need to get up. When you go to the bathroom, think, I am brushing my teeth. The water is cold. I'm getting ready. When you eat, think, this is tasty. I am hungry. I like this. These are simple and easy thoughts. There is no pressure. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are training your brain. At first, it may feel strange. Your mind may try to return to your native language. You may feel slow or uncomfortable. This is completely normal because your brain is not used to thinking in English. But if you continue practicing every day, your brain will begin to adapt. Slowly, something powerful will happen. You will start thinking automatically in English, without forcing yourself, without translating, and without stress. And when you think in English, speaking becomes easier. You no longer need to translate your thoughts. You already have them in English. You simply speak them. This is the secret of fast learners. They do not translate. They think directly in English. Now here is a powerful practice. Throughout your day, talk to yourself in English, either in your mind or softly out loud. Describe what you are doing, what, and how you feel. If you are walking outside, say, I am walking on the road. The weather is nice. I see many people. If you are watching something, say, this is interesting. I understand this. I don't understand this part. This habit will begin to change the way your brain works. One more important point, do not worry about mistakes. Your thoughts do not need to be perfect. Even if your sentences are incorrect, it is okay. This is practice, and practice leads to improvement. If you wait for perfect English, you will never start. So begin with simple English. Broken English is okay. Imperfect English is okay. Silence is not okay because silence stops your progress. Trying even imperfectly moves you forward. If you practice thinking in English every day, you will notice a big change within a few weeks. Your speed will increase, your confidence will grow, your hesitation will reduce, and your mind will become faster in English. English will no longer be something you translate. It will become something you think. And when English becomes your thinking language, fluency becomes natural. Remember this simple idea. If you want to speak fast, you must think fast. And if you want to think fast in English, you must stop translating. So from today, start this habit. Think in English whenever you can, throughout your day. This one step alone can completely transform your English journey. And this is how you begin learning English very fast. Step 2. Speak English every day, even if it is only for 10 minutes. This step is simple, but extremely powerful. If you follow it honestly, your English will begin to improve faster than you expect. Many learners read English. Many watch English content. Many study grammar and memorize vocabulary, yet they still cannot speak. Why? Because speaking is a skill, and every skill becomes strong only through practice. You cannot learn to swim by reading about swimming. You cannot learn to drive by watching videos. In the same way, you cannot become a confident English speaker by only studying. You must speak. This is where many learners make a mistake. They wait for the perfect time. They think, first I will learn more words. First I will improve my grammar. First I will become more confident. Then I will speak. But that moment never comes. Confidence does not come before speaking. It comes from speaking. Fluency does not come before practice. It comes because of practice. If you want to learn English quickly, you must make speaking a daily habit. Not sometimes, not only when you feel motivated. Every single day. You might say, I don't have a speaking partner. That is fine. You do not need a partner to begin. You need your voice, your effort, and consistency. You can speak alone, speak in front of a mirror, describe your day. Talk about your plans, explain what around you. You can even record your voice on your phone. The goal is simple. Open your mouth every day. Many learners know English in their mind, but their mouth is not trained. Their brain may recognize words, but their tongue is not ready to use them. That is why, when it is time to speak, they freeze. They hesitate. They feel nervous. This is not always because they lack knowledge. It is because they lack speaking practice. When you speak every day, even for just 10 minutes, you train many things at the same time. You train your tongue to move naturally. You train your brain to find words faster. You train your ears to hear your own English. You train your confidence to grow. Fluency is not built in one big moment. It is built through small, daily repetitions. 10 minutes a day may seem small, but if you stay consistent, it will create powerful change. Daily practice is stronger than occasional long study. Some people study for 2 hours one day and then do nothing for several days. That does not build fluency, but 10 or 15 minutes every day builds momentum, builds habit, and builds speaking ability. To make this practical, choose a fixed time every day. It can be morning, evening, after lunch, or before sleep. The exact time is not important. Consistency is. Choose simple topics. Talk about your daily life, your room, your meals, your plans, your goals, or something you watched. Keep it simple. You are not giving a speech. You are building fluency step by step. Do not stop every time you make a mistake. This is very important. Many learners speak one sentence, stop, correct themselves too much, and then lose their flow. In the beginning, focus more on flow than perfection. Let your words come out. Even if your English is not perfect, keep going. Speaking continuously trains your brain to think and respond faster. Now understand something deeper. The brain learns through repetition. When you practice daily, your brain treats it as important. It builds stronger connections and becomes faster and more automatic. This is why people who speak daily improve much faster than those who only study rules. Spoken English is a living skill. It needs real use. Think about how children learn language. They do not study grammar books. They listen, repeat, and speak every day. They make mistakes and improve naturally. You need the same mindset, less fear, more practice. At first, your speaking may feel slow or uncomfortable. You may repeat words. Your sentences may feel basic. That is normal. Every fluent speaker started at this stage. Do not judge your beginning. Respect it. Your beginning is the doorway to your future fluency. If you want fast improvement, speaking must be part of your learning from the start. Speaking shows you your real level. It shows where you get stuck, what words you lack, and what you need to improve. Speaking is not only practice, it is feedback. It guides your learning. You can also record yourself and listen later. Not to criticize, but to learn. Ask yourself, where did I pause? Which words did I repeat? Where did I feel confident? This awareness leads to improvement. Finally, remember this. You do not need motivation every day. You need discipline. Some days you will feel excited. Some days you will feel tired. Speak anyway, even for 5 minutes. Do not break the habit. Because once the habit becomes strong, your improvement becomes faster and easier. So make a promise to yourself. I will speak English every day. Not someday, every day, even for a short time. When you do this, English stops being a subject and becomes part of your life. And when English becomes part of your daily life, that is when you start learning it very fast. Step 3. Learn English in sentences, not just words. This step can make your learning faster, easier, and more natural. Many learners treat English like a dictionary. They learn one word today, another tomorrow, and keep collecting vocabulary. But when it is time to speak, they struggle. Why? Because knowing words is not the same as knowing how to use them. Instead of learning single words, learn full sentences, learn complete ideas, learn how words work together. For example, instead of learning only the word hungry, learn the sentence, I am hungry. Now your brain already has a ready pattern. You do not need to build the sentence from the beginning. This makes speaking faster and easier. Real fluency grows from sentence patterns, not isolated words. Language is not just vocabulary. It is structure, rhythm, and connection. Native speakers do not create sentences from zero every time. Their brain already knows patterns. That is why they speak quickly and naturally. So train your brain in the same way. Learn English in small, useful sentence groups, complete expressions. Instead of learning, tired, learn, I am tired. I am tired. I feel tired today. I am too tired to study. Instead of learning late, learn, I'm getting late. He came late. Sorry. I am late. Instead of learning, understand. Learn, I understand. Can you explain it again? Now you are not just learning meaning, you are learning usage. You are learning how English works in real life. And this approach helps your speaking much more than memorizing random lists of vocabulary. Now let's go deeper and understand why learning in sentences is so powerful. The answer is simple. Your brain loves patterns. When you repeat a sentence again and again, your brain begins to recognize and store that pattern automatically. Later, you can change just one or two words and create many new sentences. For example, if you learn the sentence, I want to learn English, you can easily create variations like, I want to speak English, I want to improve fast, I want to watch a movie, or I want to go outside. This shows the real power of sentence patterns. One structure can help you produce many different sentences. This is smart learning. This is fast learning. You are not learning everything separately. You are learning a system. And once you understand these patterns, your English starts improving much faster. There is another important benefit. When you learn words alone, you often forget them quickly. But when you learn them inside a sentence, your memory becomes stronger. This is because sentences provide context. Context makes learning easier to remember. For example, if you only memorize the word borrow, you might forget it later. But if you learn the sentence, can I borrow your pen? The word becomes part of a real situation. You can imagine it, you can feel it, and that makes it easier to remember. This is why learning through sentences feels more natural and more effective. Now let's make this practical. When you read something in English, do not only focus on difficult words. Instead, pay attention to useful sentences, short, practical sentences that you can use in daily life. For example, I am working on it. It depends on the situation. I will do it later. That makes sense, or I am not sure about that. These sentences are valuable because they are useful in real conversations. The more useful a sentence is, the faster it becomes part of your speaking ability. Now, here is a powerful habit you can build. Every day, choose 5 useful sentences. Read them out loud. Repeat them several times. Then use them in your own example. For instance, if your sentence is, I am working on it, you can say, I am working on my English. I am working on my confidence. Or I am working on my speaking skills. This practice helps you move from memorization to real usage. And that is the true goal, not to collect English, but to use it. Now let's connect this with confidence. Many learners feel nervous when speaking because they believe they must create perfect sentences instantly. This creates pressure. But when your brain already has many ready-made sentence patterns, you feel more relaxed. You feel faster and more confident because your mind is not empty. It already has tools and structures to use. This is why learning sentences reduces hesitation. It gives your brain something to work with. Now here is another important truth. If you want to sound natural, you must learn natural sentences. Many learners study unnatural textbook English that they never use in real life. As a result, they may know English, but their speech does not sound natural. That is why you should learn sentences from real-life situations, from conversations, videos, and everyday communication. For example, what do you mean? I am just kidding. Give me a minute. It is up to you. Or, I don't feel like going. These types of expressions make your English sound more real and more natural. Ooh. And when your English becomes more natural, your fluency improves as well. There is another benefit to this method. Learning sentences also improves your grammar, even without focusing on grammar rules all the time. When you repeat correct sentences again and again, your brain begins to recognize what sounds right. You start noticing patterns naturally. You begin forming sentences correctly without overthinking because your brain has already seen and practiced those structures. So sentence learning improves your vocabulary, your speaking ability, your confidence, and even your grammar at the same time. That is why it is so powerful. Now make a simple promise to yourself. From today, you will not only memorize words, you will learn English in sentences. You will collect useful patterns, repeat them, and use them. This is how English becomes easier. This is how English becomes faster. And this is how English becomes part of your daily life. Remember this idea. Words help you understand English, but sentences help you speak English. If you truly want to learn English quickly, start feeding your mind with simple, useful, and powerful sentences every single day. Now let's move to step 4. Listen to English every day, but listen actively. Not passively, not passively. This step is extremely important if you want to improve quickly. Many learners want to speak better, but they do not train their ears. This is a big mistake. Before your mouth can speak English well, your ears must become familiar with it. You must hear English again and again. You must understand how words sound, how sentences connect, and how the language flows naturally. You need to notice rhythm, speed, pronunciation, and tone. If your listening is weak, your speaking will also be weak. Many people say, I listen to English every day, but I am not improving. The reason is simple. There are two types of listening: passive listening and active listening. Passive listening means English is playing, but your attention is somewhere else. Maybe you are doing other tasks. Maybe the audio is just running in the background. You hear the sound, but you are not really focused on it. This listening is not completely useless, but it is not enough if you want fast progress. Active listening is different. Active listening means you are fully focused. You are paying attention. You are trying to understand. You are noticing words, pronunciation, and sentence patterns. You are asking yourself questions like, what did I hear? What does it mean? How was it said? This type of listening trains your brain deeply. Now understand this clearly. You cannot speak what you have never heard. Your mouth cannot produce patterns that your ears have never absorbed. That is why listening is not a small step. It is a major one. In fact, strong speaking skills are built on strong listening skills. The more English your brain hears, the more it begins to store. And when your brain stores real English, speaking becomes easier. Now let's understand why daily listening works so well. When you listen to English every day, your brain becomes familiar with the language. At first, it may sound too fast or unclear. You may feel like all the words are connected and difficult to understand. This is normal. Almost every learner experiences this. Your ears are simply not trained yet. But with daily listening, things begin to change. Slowly, your ears start recognizing sounds. You begin to catch familiar words. Then you understand short sentences, then longer ideas, and eventually full conversations. This process takes time, but it works if you stay consistent. Now let's talk about what you should listen to. Choose English that you can partly understand. Do not always choose very difficult content. If everything is too hard, you will feel confused and discouraged. Instead, choose content that is slightly above your level, something that challenges you but does not overwhelm you. This is the best zone for learning. If you are a beginner, listen to slow English, simple conversations, easy stories, and beginner-friendly lessons. If you are at an intermediate level, you can listen to interviews, podcasts, short talks, daily conversations, and clear English videos. The goal is not to listen to the hardest English. The goal is to listen to useful and understandable English. Now, here is the most important point. Do not listen once and move on. Repeat. Many learners always look for new content, but real learning happens through repetition. When you listen to the same audio again, you understand more each time. The first time, you may understand only a little. The second time, you catch more words. The third time, you understand sentences. The fourth time, you understand meaning more clearly. Repetition strengthens your listening, your vocabulary, and your understanding. It helps your brain absorb the language deeply.